One of the greatest golfers the world has ever seen, Tiger Woods, lost control of his Genesis SUV in the hills outside of Los Angeles a year ago. The photographs of the disaster shocked the sporting world, and many wondered if the 15-time major champion would ever compete again. Join us as we talk about this new but uncertain time in the athlete's life and everything that may come after. First up, the end of an era. Riviera Country Club's first tee box is undoubtedly the most well-known on the PGA Tour and arguably one of the most stunning. Tiger Woods stood grimly crossed on the tee box, his face hiding any emotion he could have been feeling at 6:40 a.m. It's the same tee box where he made his PGA Tour debut 30 years ago as a scrawny, frightened 16-year-old wearing pleated khakis on a sponsor's exemption. It was the start of a career unlike any other in golf. When Woods was confined to a hospital bed for 3 months following a car accident in 2021, he said the competitive buzz of professional golf was the last thing on his mind. He missed the simple pleasures in life, such as the sound of birds chirping early in the morning, the feel of grass beneath his feet, and the sound of a golf ball struck exactly flush by an iron. He was on the verge of losing all of those things, as well as a lot more. We're still no closer to knowing why it happened, despite the passing of time. Next, what happened and the consequences that followed. 3 times in his adult life, Woods has gotten behind the wheel of a car and done something that required a police investigation. 1 year ago, Tiger Woods was alone in his car, driving to an early morning documentary shoot on Hawthorne Boulevard near Rancho Palos Verdes. This was just days after he hosted the Genesis, but didn't play in it because he was recovering from his 5th back surgery. Woods' life took a turn he never expected when he hit the median of Hawthorne Boulevard near Rancho Palos Verdes, going somewhere between 82 and 87 miles per hour. To put things in perspective, the posted speed limit was 45 miles per hour. He swerved across 2 lanes of traffic, collided with a tree, and rolled his car into a ditch. Due to the severity of his injuries, Woods disclosed that doctors considered amputating his right leg in the weeks following the incident because of the severe damage to his arteries. We can't imagine how absolutely terrifying that must be to hear. Now, a constant barrage of questions. The accident has been recast as one more hurdle for Woods to overcome, and the account of what happened has already been artfully reframed as a comeback story. The questions Woods was asked by reporters in Los Angeles last week were virtually entirely about golf. Is he going to play in the Masters? Is it possible that he'll be back on the PGA Tour sooner than expected? What was he doing to make up for his lack of competition? What kind of improvement had he made with his game? When Woods stopped by the CBS booth on Saturday, broadcaster Jim Nantz couldn't help but ask when he'd be back on the road. "Hey Jimmy, slow down, Turbo," Woods said, clearly annoyed. Slow down. Woods has led such a tremendous life that it's strange to think he's only human. It's critical to be aware of this, no matter how much we want to see him play golf again. What did the former champ have to say? Woods very clearly feels that there's a long road ahead of him still, but fans shouldn't lose hope yet, as Woods intends to come back. It goes without saying that due to his major injuries, he said he will never go back to playing full-time. The details of his crash were only mentioned once, and Woods was asked how fortunate he felt to be here at all. The 15-time champion considered himself extremely fortunate, as he didn't know whether he would get to keep his right leg. He feels blessed to have it, no matter how many issues still exist. That's the story Woods wants to tell. A lucky man saved from something far worse, shrugging it off, dismissing whatever got him there, and treating it as one more obstacle for him to overcome as we root for another comeback starts to feel like a form of enabling. No explanation. Is there anything he owes anyone in terms of an explanation for what occurred? It's all in the police report, Woods said in a press conference before the Hero World Challenge in December, when questioned about what had led to the crash. It was the kind of misdirection Woods has used throughout his career, responding to a question by implying that the solutions are already obvious. It was the identical response he gave in 2010, when questioned why he drove his car into a fire hydrant outside his Orlando, Florida house at 2:30 a.m. on Thanksgiving holiday in 2009. He was found unconscious in the street, bleeding from cuts on his face and mouth when police arrived. Woods had been consuming alcohol earlier in the day, according to a witness, but the Florida Highway Patrol stated alcohol was not a factor in the collision. Woods was not charged with any crimes, but he was given a citation for careless driving. In his first interview after the collision, Woods told ESPN the same thing, how it's all in the police report. Everything that led directly to it, Woods added, will be kept confidential. Next, a multitude of worrying car accidents. In 2017, cops discovered him sleeping behind the wheel of his Mercedes at 3 a.m. with 2 flat tires and a dented fender. His car was parked against a Florida highway railing, but the engine was still running. When investigators awoke him, he claimed he thought he was in California, although he fell asleep several times during the interrogation. He had 4 prescription medicines in his system at the time of the incident, as well as THC from marijuana, according to a toxicology report. Woods was detained and charged with DUI, but was later accepted into a diversionary program for first-time offenders. He was forced to attend DUI education programs and abstain from using drugs or alcohol while on probation. Now, some things that will never be answered. injured. After the incident last year that cost Woods so much, not even a citation was issued to him. The police report found that Woods was driving at a dangerous speed, but it also included additional data that have yet to be clarified a year later. According to the police report, Woods was driving properly prior to the accident, avoiding a cyclist and pedestrians at various times, but he sat at a green light signal for 6 seconds before proceeding across an intersection. At a media briefing 6 weeks after the collision, James Powers, the captain of the Lomita Sheriff Station that investigated the crash, said, "We didn't check his phone for texting, and there was really no need to do that. It's not going to make a difference." Woods never used the brakes during the incident, according to the police report, and his accelerator was floored when he impacted the median and then the tree. It claims that if Woods had applied the brakes or maneuvered to change the direction of travel, the crash would not have occurred. According to the report, officers discovered an empty, unlabeled pill bottle among Woods' possessions, but no toxicology analysis was ordered. No medical practitioner or police investigator detected the odor of alcohol or had grounds to believe he was intoxicated. Prior to the collision, Woods told the hospital officer that he had not taken any prescription medication. Inside the vehicle, there were no open intoxicants or paraphernalia. Woods is correct. The police report has a ton of information, but it also poses some intriguing issues, the answers to which we will almost certainly never know. But being a celebrity has its own dark side. Woods may be true in his assertion that he owes us nothing. You would think, like many others, that Woods has given us enough of himself over the years, that his victories and struggles have provided fuel for a dozen books, countless tabloid pieces, and 1,000,000 hours of television, and that's enough. He has benefited from his celebrity, but he's also suffered as a result of it, and it is not our business to judge or question what he does off the golf course. Privacy isn't just the names of Woods' yacht. It's a modest act of mercy we may bestow on someone who has lived in a fishbowl since he was a 2-year-old on the Mike Douglas Show, striking balls alongside Bob Hope. Respecting his humanity, though, can also imply accepting his failings. With his driving, he has put others at risk more than once. While we get excited about Woods' future and perhaps fantasize about him returning to Riviera's gorgeous first tee as a player, we should remember that he isn't the only one who is fortunate that the damage was not more serious. In more ways than one, what follows is a gift. That's a wrap for this video. What do you think of Tiger Woods' multiple close calls and his decision to give up his full golf schedule for good? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.